Thank you very much, Rosa. Thank you, Sabrina.
Hi,
Thank you,
Rosa.
everyone. That was great. Okay, guys. So, oh my. So welcome to the session. This is Gustavo Machado, along with Diego Mafazioli. Coincidence or not, we are from Brazil, but it's just a coincidence. From Teach to the Future. And we are a global nonprofit working to include the future's literacy in the school curriculum. Remember, we're live on YouTube, so be gentle, smile. And the session is hosted by Teach to the Future and Voices Network in partnership with the Millennium Project that Diego, myself, and Rosa are also participating, trying to participate at the same time. So the World Futures Day is a 24-hour of intergenerational conversations about the future, a space to involve young people in anticipating and influencing the future, both in and out of school. So right now, we have our facilitators, and I would like to basically present. So we have here, it's already here in the session, Eli Boyhan. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I pronounced correctly his last name, but anyway, sorry about that, just in case. So he's very excited. He's curious. He's a problem solver, cross-disciplinary communicator, researcher in design, data, ethics, and autonomy. Currently, Eli is completing their master's degree in data analytics and computational social science at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. At UMass, his work focuses on technology policy and techno literacy as a means of power and its impacts in our understanding of the technology around us, thus our ability to consent or self-advocate. His theories intersect with ethnography, cyborg anthropology, biomedicine, education, robotics, and society 5.0. Most recently, Eli led a project analyzing sentiments towards what we call the technological other. And then we have also another great facilitator who's Jamal Thomas. So Jamal Thomas is a futurist, a chef, an education revolutionist, a school board trustee, a co-founder of the Black on Black education and candidate for the president of the United States. Okay, guys, so the stage is all yours. You are very welcome, Eli and Jamal. Okay, so if you want to get started.
Sounds good. I'm going to be sharing slides. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Let me just get my screen and whoops, sharing the wrong slide. Let's start from the beginning. But yes, while I'm getting that refreshed and set up, I want to say again, hello, everybody. You can call me Eli or Ellie, last name Boahen. And I'm excited to be here. We're going to do more formal intros, but I'm just refreshing the slides and making sure we got them here. One second.
And while Ellie does that, I'll just do my quick introduction. Jamal Thomas here of Create the Future AI. My presidential run didn't start just yet. It may get back to that like in July. But we definitely are looking forward. We're happy to have so many young people, Brazil in the building. It was fantastic listening to everything you guys shared about all of the goings on in the world. And now getting a little bit specific around education and how it can be utilized as something to transform our lives as individuals and then transform this world collectively. So we're super excited to be engaged in this conversation with you. So Ellie's going to be pulling up the slides.
And on that teamwork and collaboration, I was going to ask Jamal, do you have the slides ready on hand? When I refreshed it, they said that they're gone, which is how we're gonna problem solve through this.
Okay, I did not have it. I have it. I have the. I only have it in Canva. I don't have the aha one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you wanna send it over to my email address, Eli, and then we can start the conversation? Let me write it down here in the chat, my email.
I can get it.
Yeah, the aha one, you're the owner on that, and we can work
Okay.
through it. It is all good, and I guess this is a wonderful moment of showing that even the people who are doing all these really long things, uh, we still figure out things and we still collaborate through them, and we still have uh-ohs that happen. But I got it. Okay, we're good. We're golden. Okay, had a little bit of a scary, thought we had a major glitch, but we got this. And it's gonna be awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Screen share coming to you live in three, two, one. Classic Zoom phrase. Does everybody see this slide? Can you give me a thumbs up in your
Oh yeah.
cameras? Oh yeah, Gabriella's already on it. Fernanda is on it. Martina is on it, and I'm sorry if I don't shout at everybody, but I'm scrolling through and seeing all your wonderful faces with your cameras on, and if you have your cameras off, that's awesome too. So, Jamal, I'll let you take it away with this initial introduction, and we can go to our proper intro slides.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So we're our presentation is going to be creating the future through education innovation. A lot of places in the world, education has been all about stuffing things inside of young people's head. The root word of education is educere, and that means to bring out and bring forth. And the education that we believe is the one we need in the future is to find that brilliance and genius that lives inside of each and every one of you. And to let that shine on the world through all kinds of different creativity. So we look forward to tapping into some of that today.
Awesome. Now, look at our wonderful faces for our intros. Jamal, you can go first, and I'll go after.
So, I mean, it's yeah, as I already said, I'm from Create the Future AI. I have long been an enthusiast in the education space. I had the opportunity to travel around to 250 schools around the country in the US, asking young people questions about what they're curious about, what they think about education, what they want it to look like. And we're going to be doing some of that same thing here with you guys today. And just
And
so you go ahead, Ellie. Sorry.
oh, I was going to do my intro. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Oh, well, yeah, I was going to tell people about the slides, but I'm sure you'll do that after the intro. Go ahead.
Awesome sauce. So, hello, everybody. Again, I'm Eli or Ellie. I'm a cyborg anthropologist, which I'm happy to answer some questions about. Basically, I research all things technology, robots, cyborgs, and I try to think about how we can understand the future, even when it gets a little scary. But I have had the opportunity to travel around the world and mostly to Japan to teach students. So, with that, I would love to know, how do you say hi in your language or in your country? Go into chat, drop those in there. I would love to hear how to say hello. We got a hi, what's up, oi, hola, and hola. Okay, moi. This is awesome. I'm gonna
EA.
add this to my little notebook. Now, here's this awesome thing. You can see, let me know if you see a QR code on screen. If you have a phone, you can hop in and scan that code, or you can open up that link in another window because we have something awesome we're going to be doing together. So while everybody's tapping in, oh my gosh. Fala tu? Hola? Travo? Travo? Let me know if I said that right. Okay. Can I get some thumbs up if people got in the code? People have the link open? Give me a thumbs up in your cameras if you do. Nearly right. I'm happy. Listen, close to right is making progress. Okay, oh my gosh, I see some double thumbs up. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna give everybody a few more seconds, but don't worry because it's still gonna be there. Because boom, we're gonna have an awesome word cloud. The next question is asking, where are you tuning in from? I saw a lot of holas, so you can say what country that's from, or if you're tuning in from a place that has many different areas. So I know I have friends who are from India, and so they're from different parts of India. Me being from the States, you could be from California and New York. I know from my home city of New York City, people tend to say, "What's up?" Uh,
Ellie, can you tap on the present area so the presentation expands a little bit?
uh,
Does our slides have that?
I am in the full present area.
Okay,
It's just showing the full window.
gotcha.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, Maryland, Sao Paulo, Balinos, USA, Brazil, Villa Villa Andre, Villa Andra. I'm gonna butcher that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. And feel free to unmute and correct me. I'm more than happy to be embarrassed and get my things wrong. Oh, are people sad? Oh, you can't join in. Oh no. I'm sorry. Drop it into chat. Don't worry, we're not
oh.
leaving you out. Oh my goodness. People are in chat. Colombia, Nigeria,
So is
Bangalore,
up
India.
to 7 can join.
Yeah.
I think that might be the challenge.
Saudi Arabia. Don't worry if you can't join in here live, join in chat and we're gonna shout you out. We're not leaving you out, okay?
Exactly.
Now, what's the school like where you're from? Deutschland, Liechtenstein. Okay.
And on that one, like make the school like where you're from something that you think people in other countries might not know.
Yeah, like a fun fact. Uh, for me, when I went to high school, I didn't have to wear a uniform anymore. And in middle school, we got free lunches, but normally it was pizza.
This is not so fun of a fact, but to me is that most people in the US that I asked, they don't really like school. Made me sad.
I'd say something that we have is we can learn up to 5 languages in school.
Wow.
So I think that's something nice also.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Well, excuse me, a little bit school I am, which is the most that people, a lot of people in this position is a German school. So we have as a mandatory subject, mandatory, I don't even know, the mandatory subject German. So we have to learn German, and we have also the B curriculum. So everything is in German, but I'm not in the German curriculum. I'm just in the Brazilian one in Portugal.
Whoa, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. I see a raised hand. Go for it.
Hi. Hi. So here in Brazil, we're like we are like most of us are from the same school. Yeah. So yeah, we study in a German school. We do the German curriculum, and I mean we have
Our school is a private one.
Private school. So here in Brazil, private school systems have a better quality
Than the
education
public ones.
than the public ones, because I mean the government doesn't have the money to support
The schools,
this
the education,
quality
and
system.
yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, awesome. And we have some interesting things that are brought up. No free food here. Huge school, foreign languages, prep for Wall Street jobs, uniforms, lots of plans. Thank you all. And I know that not everybody is here on the word cloud, but know that you're here in my brain cloud. A forest in the school. That's awesome. I would love a forest in my school. Now we have some more questions, but just like how people started unmuting, please keep unmuting. It's discussion time. Jamal, I'm handing this off to you.
Sure. And with the unmutes, if we can do hand raises on these ones, because I have the feeling a lot of you are going to have a whole lot to say on this. So let's start with the things that are going on in school right now that you enjoy the most? And let's keep all the answers short. We want to hear from as many people as possible. Go ahead, Francisco.
I really enjoy when teachers get to connect with us like in a person to person level, not in a very like, oh, he's very superior to me. I think
Mm,
that is really nice when we get to talk person to person.
love it. Love it. What about Gabriella?
So what I enjoy the most about the school is the people I meet here, and of course the opportunities that the school gives me. For example, this event here, I'm only here because of my school, and also because we're in a German school, we have the opportunity to go to Germany then and study there, and we also have the opportunity to study here in Brazil, like the college, and it is a really good school. And yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Collegio.
Hey, hello.
Yep, go ahead.
Hey. Yeah. So I think an important part of education innovation here, and now what I'm talking about us, about Porto Seguro, which is basically everyone in this room, is that for we first to know how we can evolve in education, we need to know our place in education because I think many people put in the chat here, oh, the school have forced the farm. And I think it's scary about how many people in ninth grade, where it's where I am, don't realize that this isn't normal. This isn't the standard of the school. They think it's normal to have a you know, a block, an entire block to make in school. And I think that's messed up to say the
Right.
least.
Right.
Class conscience is a thing that is very dangerous. If you have a good education, you should at least know, or at least realize that you are above it.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to make a change, you need to at least know where you are and how to make it right for others too.
Thank you so much for that, Collegio. We're gonna take like two more, and then we're gonna go on to the next question because we want to keep it moving. But I definitely love that point.
Thank you.
Beatrice.
Hi, I'm sorry. So I want to answer one of those questions. So I think that the thing I enjoy the most is the fact that we have, as a German school, all of our teachers come from Germany to here. So they don't speak Portuguese, they don't speak our language. So we have to communicate with them in German. That way we can feel a little bit more of the culture, and we can see lots of experiences. And I wanted to comment also really quick what the last guy
Beatrice,
said.
we're gonna keep on moving just really
Okay,
quick
then
because
no
I want to get
problem.
as many people's thoughts as possible, and then you
No
can come back
problem.
on later and share additional thoughts. But thank you so much for that. And if everybody who already spoke, if you can put hands down, that would help too. Sophia, you did not. Go ahead.
Hi. Well, we were speaking here, me and the people that are in the same room as I am, and we were talking about education system and all. So I'd like to share a bit of what we spoke here, and we were basically saying that we believe that education should be more about what's happening in the present as well, because we just learned so much about the past, which is of course truly important. We must understand the past, but I think it would also be awesome if we debated more about the topics that are happening in the present instead of only the past. If we could have more dynamic classes that we could debate about the present and the future, like we are having right now, but in actual schools. If schools did that as well.
That was actually brilliant, Sophia. And I mean, you're talking the language that I talk on a day-to-day basis when I'm out with with young people. I often say, it's awesome. I love history, but why don't we have future class? Like, why are we not showing young people, one, their place in the world today, and then showing them
Exactly.
what it could be tomorrow, and then working backwards so that we understand what needs to be going on in school on a day-to-day basis, so that they can
Yes.
live into the future that they most desire. So I definitely,
If we
definitely
if
appreciate
we
that point.
only focus on the past, we will not be able to move forward. So it's super important that we speak about the future as well.
100%, 100%. All right, so I don't, iPad and Pedro, I want to kind of keep the room moving a little bit. Do you guys mind start giving us what you enjoy least about school?
I don't know if she wants to speak. I don't know if she wants to speak first or if I speak. Can I speak first?
Well, you're
Irene?
talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'm in the same room as Sophia and Enzo, and we were speaking before this session specifically about it's crazy today in 2024 that we don't have in some way, in some safe way, obviously, the AI used in education properly. I think it's an amazing tool that we could use for good, but as I actually said in the last session, people are using it to do bad things, like make AI generated videos about famous people sharing online casinos like Neymar and our president, and it's crazy, it's crazy. But we could really find a way to use AI to help with education and innovation. It's a really useful tool if we use it right. People just don't want to use it right. They want to use it for their individual goods that end up messing up other people's lives. And I just think that's kind of messed up, and we could really use AI for good in the future.
You're 100% right there, and just know, you know what I mean. What the reason why we're having this conversation is not so that it ends here. It's so that we can continue, and your voices can be heard in the decision-making process associated with how these tools work in schools. So, you know, right now it's kind of all over the place, and people are trying to figure it out, and you're going to be a part of that process. So, thank you so much, Irene.
Hi, I would like to say what I enjoy at least about school, and the thing that I don't like is like we have a lot of things. I'm on the curriculum B, so I had all my subjects in Portuguese and in Germany. So we had like the double of subject that the other people at school have. So it's a lot of things, and then we have a lot of tests, and it's good to know about everything in Portuguese and German, but it's a lot of stuff to study, and this is too much. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And Beatrice, yes, Beatrice, you're on mute.
She said 1 second.
Sorry, I
go
couldn't
ahead.
unmute. I couldn't unmute myself. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Also, the thing I'd say I would what enjoy the least in school is that we can choose like most of the subjects that we should follow. So, for example, for someone who wants to become, I don't know, for someone who wants to become a biologist, this person has to study math or like Portuguese, that is the language, until the last year, even though he could be studying a little bit more of something that has more to do with biology, something like a career choice that he wants. So I think that's something that I don't enjoy much here.
Got it. Thank you so much for that one. For everybody else who's going, if you want to give your what did you enjoy least about school, you can do that. But we kind of want to start to move into, you know, solutions. It's you know, it's good for us to understand what's wrong, but we would love to start to also understand, like, how do you believe education innovation can actually change the world? And you can answer these questions, can kind of go together. What are the things that you think that we can do together to actually transform education? How can we support you? And the last thing I'll say is, people, you know, they're going to be talking with their hands raised, but we would love to hear your answers in the chat as well. Go ahead, Anna.
Hi. I just wanted to say that here in my school, we have a subject called Projeto de Vida. and that's translated as life's project. And I think it's a really good subject to talk about the future and how can we innovate our education. So we can talk about what we want to do in the future. So what thing I want to study, what I want to be when I grow up. How can we just improve our education, our school environment? Maybe a lot of schools can apply this subject in their schedule. I think that's a really good subject to talk about the future and what we want to do so our education can improve. And listen to young voices. Like this project, this event is amazing for listening to young voices, their opinions and what they want to do in the future, because we are the future generation. We need to take care of our world because we are going to be the future society. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, thank you. And I just want to ask Ellie, how are we doing on time? You know, how terrible I am on the time. I didn't when I was in school, I didn't do a good job of anything that was time related. So Ellie's fantastic at that. How are we doing?
Well, it's 1:25 here on the East Coast time, so we have about less
35
than 30
minutes.
minutes left. Sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, around 30 minutes, guys.
Okay,
That's
cool.
that mental math. Let's go.
And just related to it's how much time we set up for each session. Should we be moving on, or are we good to continue this for a few more?
We're good to continue this on for a few more.
Okay.
I think that we should definitely talk about transforming for the future of education. And
Pick
I
it
think
up.
we
You
should
got it.
circle back. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, you all are bringing up different things that you like and don't like about school. Let's just call it what it is, right? So, how would you want to transform it? Some of you have brought up, let's have classes where we study technology and how it's going to affect the future, right? And some of you even disagree with each other in your opinions. So, I want to let it be known that for the next, let's say, 3 minutes when you speak, don't worry about disagreeing with people. That's how we get innovation. So, how do you think we can work together to transform education in the future? What do you think we should change about education? I see Gabriella with your hand raised up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to say that with this AI like wave coming up, we have to be sure that people learn how to use it. And in school, I think we can like at least have uh, an idea on how to use it the right way, or it will like it can ruin a society, because I think we can like use it for such good things and like new discoveries and everything, and like help us to develop our education system and everything. But it can also like lead us into really bad things. And I would also like to say that, for example, there are studies and it has been proven that when you type, like in school, you type instead of like writing on a notebook, that it causes like you to like, you don't learn as much. Yeah, you don't learn as much when you type and you just like be on a screen than like with the book and writing it. So that's a bad point about technology. And but I think that there are like a lot of good points and bad points on innovation, education innovation.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we take the good ones and not the bad ones.
Thank you so much for that, Gabriella. I will throw this out really quick, and this is like one of these, okay, something that AI is gonna be able to do. So I like to write down things. I write them down on index cards and things to that effect. But you know what I do after I do this now? I will take a picture of this. ChatGPT is very good, even with my terrible handwriting, at actually looking at my handwriting, and now I can get that into a place where I'm actually able to move it around and expand on ideas and organize it in a digital fashion. So there's one small way that AI is helping already. We got Pietro next.
like that some people here at my school, for example, like they think that they are smart as the teachers when they use ChatGPT to like do their homework. But I disagree with that because they are only making bad to them because they are not learning what they need to know like for living. So I think that like to innovation schools need to write like a politic for how to use like AI. Like they need to teach us how to use it in a responsible way, like to don't like make bad to our future. So I think that when we want to innovate the school need to like try to teach us how to use it in a responsible way, like not prejudicial.
That's awesome. And I just want to say, these are all fantastic answers. I'm going to read out one from chat. Shout out to all the people who might be microphone shy but have amazing ideas in your brain. We hear you, we see you. A message that came through in chat was from Enzo. I think we can all agree with Pedro, at least partially. There are many schools around the world, for example, the Netherlands, that have decided to develop a new method of teaching with innovative technologies and gamification. And that's really cool. Okay, another hand, maybe, and then we can move on to the next slide. I love this idea of new education and topics. Let's see. What about Louise? Louise Lima? It's okay, but take your time. We don't want you to choke. I could pick someone else in a second. Okay, take your time. What about Pedro?
Hey, be
Hi.
careful, Luis, not to choke. Um, yeah, I just wanted to say that I think it's like I said in the chat, I think everyone is different and people have their own ways of learning. Personally, I do not have a good relationship with books. I hate books
Mm,
and I cannot learn with teachers telling me everything, note that down, write that down on your book. I'm not good with books and writing things by hand. I prefer personally to write things on my computer
mm,
because later I can get everything together. I can get all my ideas together and I can write it down easily, faster. I think I am a better learner at with my computer and I use AI a lot for studying. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people that learn better with books and noting their things down on little what do you call them? The tiny little books that people the like the agendas. I'm not sure.
Memos.
Yeah, little notebooks, like little
Yeah.
notebooks.
Yeah, we know what you're talking
Yeah, tiny notebooks. Tiny And but yeah, personally, I think there are a lot of people today in 2024 that prefer writing things down at their computers or their phones. And like me, hate books. I don't have a good relationship with books.
about.
But yeah, Gabriela's right. There are people that are better noting things down by hand, but I think there are a lot of people that um yeah, just can't learn with like 10 different teachers uh throwing things at them at the same time. It's kind of
Yeah.
over really hard.
Let
It's
me
just
let me jump in real quick, Pedro, because this will
yeah.
bridge the gap. A lot of these things, there's no quote unquote argument to be had about because yes, there's studies that show that more people do learn better with writing things down, but that's not everybody. And the idea of personalization is finding out, like being able to assess students and in which one you are, and artificial intelligence as a tool is going to ultimately prepare us where if you are somebody that needs to write it down, you'll figure that out. And if you're somebody who needs to type it, you'll figure that out by being able to do certain exercises in both and having it kind of tested. So it's there isn't a one right answer to this. Ellie, are we moving on? And because there'll be other opportunities for everybody who has their hands up to speak. But are we moving on, Ellie?
I think we can take two more people and then we
Okay.
can move on. These are great, and I love the fact that you're addressing each other's points. That's awesome, and it shows great discussion skills. So,
100%.
Louise, if you're ready, And Evelyn, I think this is your first time raising your hand. I would love to hear from you. So Louise, you go first.
So sorry for earlier. It's because this chocolate cake is amazing. So
Oh my
the
God.
conversation is also very good. So I was enjoying this little food. But so about the AI, for example, ChatGPT, I have already made a presentation in I think last year about the use of AI in the school. It was for a class. I think it was English class. No, it was German class. And I agree. I see the point of Pietro saying that if a person they use the AI in a lazy way, like to avoid studying, just to do it in a fast way, but without uh, really learning from it, it is like not help. It will not help this person and other persons as well, and will also um, prejudice the teachers, the class, and on this way also the school. So this way of using AI is not good, but I think as Pedro said, uh, learning with AI. So when people don't like books, don't like writing, is I personally use AI a lot to summarize big text. We read like Aristotle, we read many philosophers that write like 30 page, 100 pages. So I use AI to summarize it, and in the end, reading what the ChatGPT or the AI what it summarized from the text,
Yeah.
it helped me a lot to not spend a lot of time doing something like reading this big text. I can use a lot or less of time, and this way work on other things, do other homeworks, have more free time. So I think that it depends the way we use. So this
100%. 100%.
this
Thank you so much
technology
for
is
that.
just like all the others. Yeah.
I think we should
Something
hand
that
it off to Laura, and then we're gonna have to move on to the next slide. So Laura?
you're on mute.
Hi,
Oh,
I'm actually Evelyn. The computer I was logged in just died, so I moved here.
Okay.
And I just wanted to mention that what I believe that what can we do to collaborate with transforming education is to personalize learning. For an example, Pedro said that he can't learn with writing. He prefers to type. And if a person prefers to do that, it's better for them to if it's better for them to type, then that's what he should be doing. Because if writing doesn't help with anything, there is no study that can tell him what is better for him or not. He knows what's better for him. And not only typing or writing or physical books, I'm talking about AI too, because people recently have stopped to think. They just wanted to ask AI things. They do not push themselves to learn again, to think, and to basically to learn. And that can affect their intellect. And that is just something that I'd like to mention that would transform education, personalized learning.
thank you so much, Laura. I mean, you guys are blowing my mind. There's so much brilliance going on. In terms of cheating, people don't cheat on things that they're interested in. If you're curious about a thing, you explore it, you look into it, you find it, you want more and more and more. And then it starts to go into your head. It's only the stuff that, in school where they're gonna force your hand. And now sometimes your hand needs to be forced because there's things that are gonna be uncomfortable that you gotta go through. But personalized learning is certainly the way that we're going, and we appreciate all you guys bringing that up. Back to you, Ellie.
Yeah. So Evelyn, again, thank you so much, and shout out to Laura for helping you get back online. I was like, that looks like Evelyn, but let me just say, thank you so much, and keep on to that personalized learning point you brought up. So I want you all take a few seconds. I love that the topic of writing versus typing came up. Look at these topics, take them in, Now I want you, if you're in AHA Slides, I want you to vote. And if you're not in AHA Slides, I want you to fill the chat room up. Pick as many of these as you like and let us know which of these interest you. We have reading and writing, social and emotional literacy, civics literacy, AI literacy, futures literacy, digital literacy, health literacy, financial literacy, media literacy. Write it all in chat. You don't have to say why. You don't have to worry about if you know what it is. Just put it in chat of like, I want to know about this. I have no idea what it is, or I know a little bit about it, but I would love to learn more. Oh my gosh, we see health. I mean, it's more like, no. Wonderful. Reading. Okay. Health here too. Social and emotional health and social and emotional and health literacy. All of these and much more. Reading and writing, reading and writing. I'm going to give you all a few more seconds. Media literacy, social and emotional, reading and social and emotional, reading and writing. Help! Awesome. Reading and writing. Social emotional literacy. So while you're all voting, I think that it's really awesome. You all had a wonderful discussion about typing notes versus writing notes, pros, cons, and you also connected that with AI literacy and digital literacy too. You're already crossing over all of these ideas and proving that you all are interested in these topics that sometimes people assume that the younger generation doesn't really care about writing. They just care about social media and their phones, but you all clearly care about so much of this world. I still remember somebody bringing up forest and deforestation in a previous session, so shout out to you. Now, what if we told you that just like how this event is global, you already have your passport to learning? Jamal, handing it back to you.
Yeah, so this is yeah, I'm my heart is filled, you know what I mean, that this afternoon that this is conversations that's going on around the world, and I look forward to. I feel like we need to start doing like World Futures Month or something, so we can bring you guys together with other folks around the globe, and we can have this conversation because this is where this is the type of learning that is the future, and so the idea of kind of a passport, your own personalized learning journey. That's how I view the future of education, and I'm working with folks on what does it look like to actually create that, so that if you said reading and writing and that was the first place you start, it's not that you don't get all of the other things. You do get all the other things, but you start to entertain and interact with education, with where you are, with what your curiosity is, and then the once you have that love of learning, like I love to learn. I was not the best student in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But if over here I got, I don't know, 400 books or something to that effect, I wanted to learn what I wanted to learn when I wanted to learn it. And you guys now do have an opportunity for just that. And I'm extremely excited that you're excited about that and excited about learning. And so I would love to hear from some people, any of them that you said, what does it mean to you? What would it be like if these specific subjects were in your school? I see Leonardo first. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. So I put here social and emotional literacy, and I think this is a really important thing because we often because school is basically about knowing things objectively, you know, no information coming to your brain, but your psychological, it's as much importance as your body and what you know. Bullying is a really common thing in schools. That is and I'm just simplifying the whole picture here, but we should think about how our mind works and why we do these things. Our emotions are important. They move us around while we mostly don't like to admit it. We are moved by our emotions. So I think we should have at least some classes to understand how it works, how we can deal with it, and how we can express it to other people, how I can say, hey, I'm not fine, or hey, I want to talk about this with you without shame or fear that you might be judged. You know,
Yeah.
I want to be
Yeah.
frank with someone, and I think this is the thing that is important. The importance of sharing your mind and knowing what you are truly feeling.
That's incredibly powerful. I was at a conference last year. It was a social emotional learning conference, and everything that they were talking about was, we're gonna do SEL at this period, and we're gonna do it at this period, and they were trying to fit social emotional learning into the curriculum. And I said to the folks that were saying it, I'm like, why don't we fit the curriculum into social emotional learning? Like you're bringing this stuff with you for the rest of your life, no matter what. So I love your point there, Leonardo. Julia.
Hi, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. I think all those topics are insanely important and should be discussed more and should be brought to our schools, and we should be discussing them more because they are in a day-to-day basis, and we don't treat them with as much importance that they have. For an example, I'm going to talk about here digital literacy. We are in an era that is becoming more and more digital. So I think it would be of so much importance that if we could learn more about that, because we are a generation that is born with cell phones and now AI and anyways, digital topics,
They call you
and
guys
we
digital natives.
digital
That's how,
native,
yeah.
yes. And yes, I think they should be more discussed because they are such an important part of our lives, and they are in our everyday lives, and we should discuss them more, and they should be brought to school, I believe.
So we're gonna have Francisco go, and then Ellie's gonna jump in, and she's gonna speak to some other thoughts on personalized learning as well. So go ahead, Francisco.
So I believe that we should be having media literacy in schools because in order to actually get to use our citizen rights, we need to know what is going on. And if we don't get access to the media and how to interpret news, we might actually not get to learn how to use our citizen rights properly, meaning that voting will can be altered or manipulated. So therefore, I believe that we should be having classes on how to interpret news and how to get these news from a secret, so from a safe source.
100%, 100%. No, critical thinking, understanding whether somebody has a bias when they're bringing information to you, understanding where they are coming from, whether they are trying to explain or whether they are trying to like direct your thinking for some other reason that you might not know. So incredibly important as well. Ellie, you want to pick things up?
Yes, I'm gonna, Francesca, I know you just spoke. I'm just gonna give you a high five virtually because what you brought up is related to what my research thesis ended up being. Now, I'm somebody who did not like reading either. Now I own a bunch of books. And that's because over time I had to figure out what my relationship to reading and writing was. And I had to understand that a lot of the things I wanted to learn about technology were actually in books. And it was really amazing across that journey. Now I'm bringing this up because I just finished my master's degree, woo, 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 and I would have never thought that I'd be a cyborg anthropologist. I only found out that existed because I found somebody on LinkedIn who was that, and I just kept reading the same books they did. I kept watching the presentations that they did, and little by little, I found myself in graduate school. Was it easy? No, I had to go to college. I made my own major because it didn't exist yet. Talk about future education. But most importantly, I remained curious along the way. That's how, throughout my research, which is on technology literacy, I found that, just like the point that Francesco brought up, if you don't know about digital literacy, is this an AI video? Is it fake? what am I using AI for? That's going to affect your civic rights. If you don't understand the technology and the data it could be collecting on you, how can you be able to really give permission for its use on your computer? It's a really interesting and fascinating point, and I think the thing that I love most is that you all are, of course, bright and intelligent students, but you're all facing these challenges head on, and that is something very powerful and truly amazing. I'm going to leave room for maybe two more hands and we can move on.
Yeah, and by the way, Ali, we have 5
didn't-
minutes left. Sorry,
Perfect.
Jamal.
No worries.
No.
I
Thank
just
you.
want, is there any who didn't speak yet? Enzo, did you? Enzo, Anna,
Yeah. Ana Luisa and Enzo, I think Enzo had their chat message read up, and I don't think Ana Luisa has spoken yet.
Okay. Let's go ahead, Anna.
I was going to say that artificial intelligence literacy is really important to add to our school schedule because, like it or not, AI is a really present matter nowadays, and we need to learn more about it so we can understand and use it correctly, not use it like all of the other students said, lazy, only to do our work for us. No, we need to learn more so we can use it appropriately and also integrate the AI to our lessons, our classes. I think is really important for us to learn. And also about this connects to what I forgot his name, but he was talking about media literacy and identifying fake news. Artificial intelligence can create fake news, and I think we need to learn more about it so we can identify what was created by AI and what is really created by a person. That's why maybe in the future AI literacy is really important to add to our school. Thank you.
Enzo?
I completely agree with what Ana Luisa said. And I think that if we refuse to believe that AI is currently changing the world, we're going to be left behind because it is. And if people refuse to believe that, if people keep doing what they're doing and don't integrate AI on a daily basis to what we do, to what if we study, if we go to school, if we go to college, on our work, and on our day to day, we are going to be left behind because it's a revolution. I have family members who work with technology and AI, and so I live that every day at home. I experience that at home. So, and I think that it's really important that we integrate and that we ensure that we need to learn how to differentiate something created by AI, which is probably very difficult because it's becoming more and more like a real person. The AI is creating more like a person would create something. Pictures, mid-journey pictures. I saw a picture of Trump getting arrested on my Instagram feed, and I believed it until I looked at the comments and people were saying it was fake. So we really need to integrate that for a good thing. We need to look at that as a good thing, and of course we have to stay connected about the bad aspects about it as well.
Thank you so much, Enzo. We got a few minutes, so I'm just gonna I'll say a couple things and then I'll let Ellie take us out. So the first thing I want you guys to think about in the midst of all of this, we talked a lot about learning, but there's another part that's extremely important. It's unlearning. So all of us are walking around with things in our heads and in our hearts that we think we're right about, but that are not. So as part of our learning process is continually challenging the things that we believe and doing that in conjunction with other well-meaning people who are also walking down the road of just trying to make this world a much, much, much better place. So civil society is not promised. Like it's 100 years from now, the world does not have to be here. We can destroy this whole thing. Things, powerful tools like artificial intelligence in the hands of people who are not ready to use it is absolutely dangerous. So when I say I'm fascinated and terrified by the future, and when I come and I have conversations like this, it does absolutely positively make me optimistic that some of these things are going to be in you guys' hands, in how the world actually operates. So I definitely appreciate the time, the energy you guys all brought to this conversation. I hope this is not the last time we will have the opportunity to connect, and I definitely appreciate everybody for being here today and for all that you had to share.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna bring us out to the last slide. So what now? Just like what was brought up, AI and technology, it's intersecting with everything. Even the point about farming brought up earlier, technology like robotics, AI, and automation is being brought to the farmland. You gotta know the land before you try to integrate a robot into it, right? So technology is happening all across and in many different ways, from our hearts to our minds to the outside world. So what do you do now? Well, stay curious and stay fascinated. You all have such brilliant things you're bringing up, and connecting with people from around the world. That's already something that I know people my age, I'm 25, who haven't had the opportunity to do yet. And most importantly, while unlearning the things that you think are hurting you, like for me, I thought I would never love books, keep learning, keep curious, stay fascinated, and keep learning. Thank you all so much for being here, for tuning in. Round of applause. Please give yourself an applause for your participation, raising your hands, and of course, listening in and supporting your friends. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to present. I put in my LinkedIn, just look up my name. My last name is fairly unique, so you should be able to find me. Of course, Jamal Thomas, who is leading Create the Future, and I will get back to my cyborg research. Thank you all again, and you're all awesome.
Oh, my Ali and Jamal, thank you so much for this masterclass and this session. And I would like to thank everyone as well for actively participating. It was amazing. I learned a lot, and I've been an educator for 30 years, I would say. But well, I also posted in the same way as Ali, I posted in the chat. If you please fill out the form if you want to receive your certificate, along with Teach the Future social media links. So there's LinkedIn, there is Instagram, there is Facebook, there is our Discord channel for gamers and Discord lovers. So that was, yeah, pretty amazing. So yeah, we're basically reaching the end of our time together. We like to thank you again for participating in the World Future Day Young Voices 2024. There will be new facilitators and conversations happening on the hour. If available, we highly encourage you to stay on the next session, please. So yeah, the chat box, I dropped the participation survey as I mentioned. And thanks again, guys. It was amazing. And Rosa, you are the next one. Back to you. Thank you, guys.
Wow, what an amazing session, I would stay here for more 3 hours. Congratulations
Me too.
to you all. Learning a lot.